Alright, it's time for Chapter 2 of Caves of the Kobold Slave Masters. This here is an expansion, this is a supplement, whatever you want to call it. It's a $2 PDF for 4 Against Darkness that you can go ahead and pick up over at DriveThruRPG. You can pick it up at the Ganesha Games website.net, that is. Wherever you want to get that from. You can also get it from Amazon, of course, if you shop there. I went ahead and, as you can see here, ordered the Dark Waters book. I'm really curious about the quality of these books from Amazon versus Lulu.com, so I need to place an order over there. I'm really curious about the quality of the print because obviously I had the PDF and just printed this off of my home printer so that I could play this as soon as possible here, and that's exciting and all, and I love being able to have it and have the PDF. But I like a real physical book if I can get it. But I also really enjoy having the PDFs I can pull up on the screen here. So I'm torn because usually when you go over and buy something at DriveThruRPG, there are 4 options, right? Like a hardback, a paperback, and then like just the PDF, and then sometimes like a fancy version of a hardback that costs even more but has better paper or whatever the case may be. And here it's only the PDF, and that's a huge bummer because then that's 2 separate purchases. I could not find a way, or any place, I could not find a single place that would sell, if you buy the book, you get the PDF. That seems to not exist for 4 Against Darkness, and I don't know why that is, but here we are. Maybe somebody can tell me better. Another quick thing to get off the top. There's an amazing YouTube channel called The Dungeon Dive, and the guy Daniel who runs that over there has a great deep dive breakdown of 4 Against Darkness, and I thought I had seen the whole thing. I just assumed I had because I remember seeing it a long time ago. Well, I went back to it just to look. I had only watched like the first 2, and it's like 8 long, and it was amazing because I sat there and started watching it again, and it was phenomenal. Like the first time I saw it was probably 2 years ago. It was great because there's things like the Lantern Volume 1 and Volume 2 zines for this that I never would have even considered, and just watching Daniel flip through them to show me what's in them, they're incredible. So I think that those are suddenly now like high on the list of things to get if you're a 4 Against Darkness player. Now, the only other thing that I can think of, there were 2 things that happened pertaining to this adventure between when I ended the first video and the start of this one. Now we're going to get to in just a moment, but I had a chance to play the other night, and I didn't want to obviously do this because I wanted to play with this party on camera, so I thought, okay, well, let's make a new party of dudes, and so I went with a barbarian and an elf and a rogue and a cleric, and I gotta say, it was wild playing just with a brand new party, just in a random dungeon, just I wanted to keep familiar with the rules and everything. And I finally, which now puts this at like my 6th or 7th play, had like what I would consider like a normal dungeon run, right? Like I ran into a certain amount of things. I didn't have all of my items stolen by invisible gremlins. I ran across 3 bosses. I fought a final boss up here. We were victorious except for the cleric died and we were able to escape. And it was amazing. It was a lot of fun. So I don't know if this will show up properly or not, but it was a heck of a normal just dungeon run. We found some cool things. Nothing amazing though. We found a little bit of money. We didn't have problems. It was just like a very normal thing. We fought this small dragon here. My 6-year-old was at the table, and my wife, they were coloring or eating dinner or whatever the case it was, and I was sitting there throwing dice at the table. And I said, we found the dragon. What do? I don't want to give it the opportunity to just attack me. And they said, wait to see what it does. And I thought, oh, this is foolish. And I rolled a 1. So that dragon was asleep, which gives you a +2 on your first attack. And so I rolled for my entire party to attack, and I rolled 4s. And I couldn't believe it. It was incredible. So it was pretty awesome. Anyway, that was an awful lot of fun. But in this adventure, I did have a couple of things come up. So at the very end of Chapter 1, the way that this is worded, I thought was absolute garbage. And I maintain that to this day. And it does tell you, let me find it in here, where it says, end of chapter, if you manage to exit the dungeon and bring Elvin to safety, select a character to make 1 XP roll. You gain more by defeating the zombie dragon, 2 XP rolls, because it is treated as a final boss, slaying the... Oh, I didn't want to... Well, okay. you kind of have to spoil it because it tells you, and that was my problem, and I could never figure this out. Why is this text in here? What is telling you? Thankfully, somebody on the Board Game Geek forums went ahead and cleared it up for me that this is not saying, you get to re-roll on these. This is just like a checklist of ways that you could have gotten previous experience rolls during the adventure. And it's in a weird spot because it's under ending the adventure. Mind you, nowhere in here does it remind you, oh yeah, hey, and because you did the quest, the townspeople give you 100 gold. Nowhere is that mentioned. That's only mentioned on page 1 of the Kobold Slave Masters Chapter 1, right here in the very first paragraph. It says, your party will be paid 100 gold pieces if you can return Elvin to safely to town before nightfall. Nowhere is that mentioned oh, by the way, you probably got paid, okay? That doesn't say that in there, so you just have to remember, and yet for some reason it goes out of its way to spoil what's in the sections that you didn't read. Again, I have such editing issues with the editing and structure of these books, but I know that that's just, I guess, something that you live with if nobody's going to go ahead and fix this kind of stuff. So whatever. Then there's this whole section here at the end of Chapter 1 that we did not do. Apparently there's somebody else in that dungeon, but we are here for Chapter 2, The Demons of Cochras Tharn. Now, so basically, you saw me. I made the one roll that we actually got because we did rescue Elvin, went to our rogue, who is now going to replace the cleric in the front row. So it's going to be the dwarf and the rogue in the front row, the cleric by the white die here, and the wizard who died. We dragged, no, we did not. We left her body to rot in this underground cave. There was nothing we could do about it. And so the other thing I wanted to clear up is I found this in the rules finally, and of course now I don't have it in front of me. There is a limit to how much crap you can carry out of there because I just kind of, oh yeah, I took their stuff and we left, that was it, right? We didn't have 1,000 gold. In fact, we only had 10 gold coming out of there. So if we add in the 100 from the quest, we have 110 gold. But I did find in here somewhere carrying loot, and there is a limit. So I would not have been able to carry as much of the crap as I was packing around with, without some sort of a negative. And so since I did not play with said negative, I basically just had to, say, okay, well, we didn't actually carry all that crap out of there. You are allowed 2 shields, essentially one strapped to your back, one on an arm, right? And then I guess it said 3 weapons, right? So I couldn't carry a shield, 2 axes, and 2 slings or whatever, a shield, 2 maces, and whatever it was. And so I've gone ahead and just erased as if we left them in the armory that we found because I had to make it work. I had to make it count. So we couldn't haul all of that worthless loot out of there. Oh, you know what? We do have this bow still. So I just remembered that we found a magic bow that we can't use. Fabulous in there. So we have a shield, an axe, a bow. Oh, and another axe. Maybe we're good. No, we're good. So that's 1, 2, 3 weapons and a single shield. I think we're okay. It is in the book. I did find it. It does specify exactly what you can carry. 2 shields and 3 weapons, I believe. It's in here somewhere, and it was very clear once I found it. So once I found it, I just went in there and I just erased the stuff that we couldn't possibly carry. And I thought, well, we'll sell it then, and we will get some money for that kind of thing, and go buy some. Oh, here, 56 carrying loot. Here it is. Okay, well, I don't know why I'm doing it here. Let's see here, 56 carrying loot. Let me find it for you so I can pull it up. So here it is, carrying loot. Characters may carry any number of gems, jewelry, scrolls, magic wands, vials of holy water, and potions. Each character may carry a maximum of 200 gold pieces, 2 shields, 1 strapped to the back and 1 used, 3 weapons, a magic staff counts as a weapon, and a 2-handed weapon counts as 2 weapons. Oh, that's right. I had this guy take a 2-handed weapon, so I just erased it from here. That's right. Characters carrying more than this have a -1 on their defensive rolls. So because that wouldn't have worked, I just erased everything so that we fall within those limits, and what I had is a dead mage. So we had our characters just take the scroll of lightning bolt that the mage had, and then, we played the rest of the adventure and left, and then I made the correction after the fact and erased the extra sling and the extra daggers and yada, yada, yada. So I was able to keep some gear. So just so that everybody's on the same page with what we have here, each character, and this is because I'm so paranoid of these invisible gremlins. They're gremlins, not goblins. I called them goblins for the first five times I think I said it. So we have a single shield, 2 maces, no, a mace and a sling. That's right. So we do not have 2 maces here. And I bought bandages for everybody too, by the way. So we had 10 gold when we came out of there. We got 100 from the townsfolk, so that was 110 gold. So we had to create a new level 1 wizard, and then our dwarf never leveled up. So we have a level 1 dwarf, a level 1 wizard who's brand new, and the rogue got the experience roll at the end for the elven thing, so now she is level 2, and our cleric was level 2 during the adventure from killing, I think, the troll. So we have 10 gold. So I took 6 of that gold and I bought a sling for somebody. I can't remember who now. And then I bought, no. I bought a staff. That's right. I bought a staff for her. So she has two staffs, right? Two staves. The idea here was she started with one because she was a new character, but everybody else had a backup of their gear. So I bought another one for her, and that was 6 gold. And then I spent the other 4 gold of the 10, remember, on a lantern. So we have her with a lantern and the rogue with a lantern. We're good. Our rogue has a dagger, a sling, and a dagger, right? And then light armor, of course. We have 2 axes, a bow. The cleric has a sling, a mace, a shield, and light armor. So we're doing okay. So I had to do a little bit of correction to make sure that all this worked out, but we're fine. I think we've got everything finally squared away so that we're on the up and up with all of the details and everything. We basically had nothing to sell here. We found like no gems. We got a whole bunch of nothing in there except for a magic bow that A, we probably can't use, and B, I should probably just sell the thing, but you never know. We might wind up with a character that can use it. Let's see. Other magic equipment will net you d6 times d6 magic. So let's just keep the magic bow. You never know. We might not run across, invisible gremlins or whatever, and we might have somebody die and we bring in an elf as a new character. Maybe that just happens. Okay, so I think we're all good right here now. Then we took that 100 gold and I spent it on. I bought 4 bandages. They were 5 gold apiece. So that leaves 80 gold, and then I spent 20 gold. Each character spent 20 gold on, we'll get to that in a second, basically just holy water. And I'm going to read why that is just now. And I do think we can probably just go ahead and pull this up because if I read the entire thing, you heard it all anyway. So I'm just gonna pull this up because chapter 2 starts quite differently. You'll notice I've got this map in front of me again instead of the other one, right? So you have it in front of you. I have it right here in front of me. It's a little bit different, but not all that different. So can I pull up? Let's see here. I love the art and all this stuff, by the way. So yeah, we're going to read these two pages here. Your characters are back in town resting, and all of their wounds are healed. A rogue in the party may deal with the pendant if the conditions exist. So we never got whatever they're talking about. We never saw the other creatures to fight, right? So, I mean, we were barely scraping by trying to get out of there. If you manage to free Elvin, which we did in Chapter 1, either will tell you what was learned during captivity. There's a demon inspiring the evil deeds of the Kobold slave masters. The demon resides in Cockristarn, a complex of caves not far from the location of the first adventure. This will be a randomly generated dungeon. If neither are freed, you just hear that some monster is hiding in the caves of Cockristarn and want to get into the caves to explore them. So we know what we're after. We're after a demon. Holy water. If you learn of the demon, which we did because we rescued Elvin here, it said, you can purchase 1 vial of holy water at the discounted cost of 20 gold. So remember, we had 80 gold. So 20 times 4 is 80. For each character to use against the demon. So each character has a holy water on them. Of course, if you purchase holy water prior to this adventure, you're free to keep it. And then there's a whole bit about a magical sword we're going to skip over because we don't meet the requirements for it. So that didn't happen. Playing this chapter, and by the way, it's like, I don't know why it doesn't lead with, hey, if you don't have this, skip this, but somewhere in here it says, if you do not have a warrior, or it's the very last sentence, if you do not have a warrior or elf in the party, you will not be offered the sword. So that whole section is just, it doesn't apply to us. Playing this chapter. Play this chapter as a random dungeon with the following changes. Now, and I have problems with this too. Instead of the vermin, minions, and boss tables found in 4 Against Darkness, use the tables on page 18 through 20. All traps found in the dungeon are level 3 teleport traps. That's horrible. A character affected by the trap is teleported into the demon's room, encounter 6 on the demonic boss table on page 19, and has to fight alone against the demon. If the character defeats the demon, he may pick up the demon's treasure and is teleported back to the party. If the character is killed by the demon, the rest of the party will find their belongings and bones picked clean among the demon's treasure. So really cool. I'm totally digging how there's a little story. I feel like I'm going on an actual adventure here. The final boss is always the demon, encounter number 6 on the demonic boss table on page 19. Do not read its information until a character is teleported by a trap or you meet the demon. So I literally have not read it yet. Do not increase the statistics for being a final boss. This is already factored in. Thank goodness, because I would have forgotten anyway. For wandering monsters, roll on the demonic minions table, page 18, but add +1 to the number of monsters appearing. Okay, so didn't we see, and then forget the rest of the part because we're not level 3. For wandering monsters, any wandering monster, roll on the demonic minions table, but add +1 to the number of monsters appearing. Now, didn't we see somewhere back here probably on the very first page of this PDF. I believe I read it out loud. Where was that? I don't know where it is. Level 1 or 2, random dungeon. This adventure's in 3 parts. Let's see. Somewhere here it said in chapter 1 or 2 that you're going to be rolling a 1 through. I wrote it on the map. If you remember right, I wrote it down on this map so that we wouldn't forget it. And it's in here somewhere. Oh, here. To determine what wandering monsters, it's on page 3 of this thing, right above the little graphic here. To determine what wandering monsters are met in chapter 1 and 2. Roll d6. On a 1 through 3, use the Kobold Caves Vermin. Let's see here. On page 20, on a 4 through 6, roll the Demonic Minion tables on page 18. So if we roll a Wandering Monster, on a 1 through 3, use the Kobold Caves Vermin table on page 20. So now it just how come, is that forgotten? Does that still apply on page 20? Let's see here. It even says chapter 1 and 2. So we're on chapter 2, Kobold Caves Vermin table. But it only says Kobold Caves. This is Map of the Caves, chapter 1. Kobold 2 is called the Demons of Cockris Tharn. So I guess we still have to do that, even though this doesn't really say that anymore. It just kind of says for wandering monsters, roll in the Demonic Minions table, but add +1 to the number of monsters appearing. It's almost like they forgot they told us earlier that we have to figure out if it's going to be, whether or not it's vermin or whatever. So I guess that kind of protects us from it being a boss. Is that what happens? I totally don't understand. I feel like I'm doing it wrong. I don't know. I feel like I'm doing something wrong because that eliminates bosses and weird monsters, right? So I don't know. The party can give up the dungeon if they're too beaten up to continue. In this case, read the ending the chapter section below to see what happens next. Other changes. There can be no blessed temple from the special features table in 4 Against Darkness, right? That's page 32, event number 2 in this game. If you roll it, treat it as a cursed altar instead. If you meet the healer, that's on page 33, event number 5, in the main book. He is not a healer, but a traveling priest selling up to 1 vial of holy water per character. Am I on the wrong page here? Nope, we're right. This is where we are. Okay. But a traveling priest selling up to 1 vial of holy water for, it says 4 character, right? What? He is not a healer, but a traveling priest selling up to 1 vial of holy water. It must be per character, right? You may meet him only once in the adventure. If you roll him again, ignore the encounter. Use of clues are normal. Use of holy water. So this is super interesting. This is why I bought the holy water right here, okay? Characters with vials of holy water may throw them at a demon. This action is equivalent to performing an attack roll, but does not require a roll to hit the target. So water just works. Each vial will automatically inflict 1 wound on the monster, on the demon. In addition, if any demonic boss monster takes a wound from a holy water, any cleric in the party will have a +1 to his attack and defense rolls against them until the end of the battle. So that's all good stuff to remember. So I wrote most of these, well, I think hopefully all of these rules changes down so that I would have a little cheat sheet so I wouldn't have to go find it. So the vermin and the minions and the bosses, I don't think there's weird monsters in here for some reason. It just seems like I don't know how that would happen. Because if unless we, I guess, find it in the room, I guess. Maybe they're just minimalized in this, right? If we roll on the what is in here and it says specifically weird monsters, then that would get us there. But if we're rolling for wandering monsters, 5 and 6 are weird monsters table and a boss table. I don't know how this works at all. I think it's trying to tell us that it's only going to be vermin and minions, I think. I really think that's what it's trying to say to us. So traps are level 3 teleport. We're sent to a demon, which is the final boss. Wandering monsters are a +1 count. There's no blessed temple. There's no healer. He is a priest instead. Holy water versus it should say demon boss, not just any demon. I guess it is against any demon. It does 1 damage, but the boss is the +1 attack and defense for a cleric. So we have some alternate rules, and I didn't just want to write them out here because I don't know how big this dungeon's going to be because it's a random dungeon. So I need to just have this on hand so that I don't forget and I don't even know where to put it because we're going to have a lot going on here. I'm going to need these for the tables. I'm going to need this for reminders. Hopefully we've got this under control here. And remember, we are working with that party that had a couple of kills under their belt, so they have faced 7 groups of minions. So we're fairly close. You know, we got to fight 3 more minions, perhaps to get our wizard leveled up here because she's level 1. Although I feel like she shouldn't count maybe because she didn't fight the first 7. But you know, maybe the other party is telling her, "Hey, we fought these guys before. This is what their their weakness is. So we've learned." And we can teach you, and because our dwarf already has 2 clues, we're going to keep that, so maybe the dwarf can get a 3rd clue, become a dragon slayer or something, and, a bloodline of dragon slayers, and maybe we can get a level. So that would get everybody to level 2, hopefully fairly quickly. So we're going to take a quick break. This is a nice, good place to stop here. Again, I think these Dungeons & Dragons campaign crate terrain tiles are garbage, but they're going to get the job done. So here we go. We'll be back in just a minute here with the starting of Chapter 2, Caves of the Kobold Slave Masters. Okay, here we go. It's time to get right into it. We are going to start off with the entrance room. It's on the left over there. We are going to start with a 2. What is a 2? You know what? I really like 1, 2. I don't like room 6. There's something about room 6 as a starting room. I just don't like the shape of it for some reason. I don't know why that is. It almost seems like it has to start rotated. It also doesn't have like a clear like entrance angle. And I wonder, oh, you know what? How funny. I wonder if that's like in the book. And I've just never noticed that maybe this little thing I've got printed out here doesn't have it. It does. Look at that. Oh, you can't see it, of course. So 6 does have that little entrance spot, but the printout doesn't have it. Maybe that's why I've been so biased against it this whole time, is it doesn't look like an entrance room, because in this one that somebody made, this absolutely fantastic chart, I think every time I've seen somebody play this game, like on YouTube or whatever, they're using this person's page for this. It's absolutely fantastic. It really is. So we are going to go ahead and draw this little room on the bottom here. Here is our entrance. I don't want to cut the dungeon off too much. Let's see. So we'll put a single door up here. This is how we got in. It's going to be 2 over. So I'm going to draw this room down here on the bottom, and this way it gives us a little bit of like overhang so it can come down a little bit, right? Maybe that's not what you're supposed to do. I have no idea. Most of this game just seems kind of like, yeah, whatever feels fine for you to me. So that's you know what? I think now that I've been playing this a bit, these don't even line up right. Gosh. Okay. So 1 and 2, and these come up here, and we have another door here. That's kind of strange, right? There we go. This is good because it gives us a nice place to withdraw from combat if we need to. So this is our entrance room right here. This is the entrance of the dungeon. Now immediately, there's nothing in here, right? This is a nice safe entrance room. There's nothing here. We're gonna have to roll right away to find what our first actual room is that might have something in it. So once again, we're going to go back to our fancy chart that somebody made here. Bless that person. All right, so they also made a really amazing like encounter chart. I love it as well. I see a lot of people using whatever it is. It's like a whole pack of stuff somebody made. It's great. It is fantastic. So we have a 16 as our first official room here. So I do this every time. I forget to say which way I'm going, and it's because Cthulhu isn't on the board here. So we're going to go this way. As always, I tend to go to the right. So my apologies. I did not say anything, but I'm always doing the same thing. So how funny. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then thankfully this is not a dead end right off the bat. This only goes over 2 rooms as such. And then we get to roll, and it's a room, not a corridor. So that means we are rolling on the right side of this table to find out what is in here. So now our little party marker Cthulhu. Let's see here. We have a 7. That's a minion. Okay, good. So we have a minion. So I have to put little numbers on here just so I remember exactly what we rolled on the type of thing, right? So this is empty. This is a 7, just so we know. If I forget what I actually rolled, like what was in this room, we know it to be a 7, which is a roll a d6 on the minions table. Oh, it's not this. See, and I don't have this. I don't have the graphic for it on purpose. That's because I don't feel good about putting that on the screen, because that is the game. So, that's what you paid your whole $2 for. So I'm going to use this here. We have demonic minions. We are going to bring up... I don't know. It's going to roll forever today, apparently. So what do we have? We have a 6 on the minions table. This is a D6 plus 2 Chaos Warriors. Oh my goodness. Well, these guys sound terrible. So let's write it in here. So this is minion number 8. They are minions, and they are D6 plus 2 Chaos Warriors. They are level 4. And how many are there? D6 plus 2. Why are you rolling 6s for this red die? 1. There we go. So we have 3. So that's not so bad. 1, 2. Now, I've never fought these guys before, so let's see. Demonic minions. Level 4. Normal treasure. Okay, so whatever. The armor is covered in poisoned spikes. Every time a character rolls a 1 on attack roll, the character must save versus level 5 poison. So attack equals 1. Save versus level 5 poison. That's horrible. The character must or lose 1 life. Reaction, we can bribe them for 50 gold each. I don't have 150 gold. In fact, I have 0 gold. On a 2, they fight. On a 3 and 6, they fight to the death. So I think we're just going to charge on in and have at it, right? Let's just roll. We need to get some 4s? Okay, I think this will be pretty easy for this party here. So let's see what we've got. What do we have here? So everybody's full hit points. We don't have a whole lot. I think we're just going to try to club them. We are at a -1 here. Our rogue, we outnumber them, so we're going to get a plus or minus 0 here on the rogue, who is just using a dagger, which is -1. So the rogue is going to be at a 0. So we need the gray die, and she's, remember, in the front row. The gray die needs to be a 4. The purple die needs to be a 5. And the rest have +1s on them, so they could be 3s. Let's see what we do here. Oh, look at this. That rogue does not like these warrior guys at all. Just whoosh, found a good way. Ooh, look at this. This is some good stuff. I think we might have just killed these guys, right? So if I'm going in like the marching order, this is a 2. It's only a +1 though. So we got a 3, so our dwarf missed. Then we move over to the rogue, and she rolled a 6. 7, 8, 9. And we are plus or minus 0. So that 9... What did I say these things have? Level 4. So we just killed 2 of them right off the bat. So immediately we jumped these Chaos Warriors. And then it looks like we're going to have to make a morale roll. So let's do that real fast here. I know this one doesn't show up very well, but they rolled a 4, so they are going to stay. Right? So our rogue is done. The commencing of the attacks would next go to our cleric. She rolled a 4. She is a +1 because she's level 2, so she adds half her level to her attack roll. So she killed 1, and that was it. Our mage did not even get to attack. Well, that was great. So we're going to get to go ahead and pull up some treasure. Let's see what we can find. Let's get a 6 and a 4 and a magic dagger. How about that? So we've got ourselves 1 item of jewelry worth 3d6. Okay, well, we like jewelry. We got some jewelry here. I'm okay with that. So our jewelry. Wow, we made short work of those people, right? Jewelry. Jewelry. What did I say? Oh my God! Really? And everybody's laughing at me because I didn't look. So we found it's a 3d6 times 10. So jewelry, 30 gold, literally the least valuable thing that we could possibly find, right? Holy smokes. How funny. Okay, so we fought in here 3 Chaos Warriors. I just like putting it on here. It kind of helps me visualize what happens, after the thing. Oh, wow, I can't believe that. How horrible. Okay, well, up next, let's go ahead and, you know what, I probably never said this to, if you're not watching this or if you forgot, red always leads. It's my favorite color, maroon. So that's how I'm doing it, and you're never going to change my mind. So 33 here. We have just a short little corridor, it looks like here. So we can, let's see here, how do we draw this guy? We could draw this direction, like upside down so that it maybe faces downward. There's a little room down here still. Or we can connect sideways so that it goes up. Let's do that. Let's just do that. So this is a stupid little corridor. All right, so we're just going to put it like that. We're going to put this little corridor just right here. We entered through this door here just to see, hey, maybe we get to fight some stupid stuff. Now, this corridor, we don't want to get jumped or anything stupid. So I think this is this, how do they do, I don't understand it, like marching order in this. Do we switch around now because we know it's a corridor, so we're going to change our marching order? Is that how, like, you open the door? Guys, it's a corridor. Switch them up, right? So that we have our rogue and our dwarf in the front row. What do we find in here? That's the $1 million question here. All right, so we got slings for our guys in the back, right? No, the mage can't use a sling, but the cleric can. So we have a 5 in a corridor. which is empty. It's empty, so maybe that's okay. So we got a 5, empty corridor. It's empty, so I'm going to put, I think I've adopted putting just like an S in a circle, meaning I need this, I can search there still. And it's roll special features. Now, the special features that we had, oh, do I have that? Special features, let's see what it is. Special features, and there is no such thing as the Blessed Temple or the Dude. Where's the Dude? The Wandering Healer. Oh, that's on the special event. So let's see, this is on the special feature 5, right? D6 special feature is a 1. We found a fountain. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so we can't really use it. Okay, Fountain. So let me see what this says again here. The first time they encounter a fountain, all wounded characters recover 1 life the first time they encounter a fountain in an adventure. No further fountain. So basically that did absolutely nothing for us. That was just a waste of our fountain. So that seems kind of lame to me. I think if I was more well-versed in this system, I would start doing things. Because one of the things I ran across when trying to wrap my head around how to play this game is a lot of people said that use this as a framework to a more RPG, less mechanical dungeon crawl. And I think that's where my brain is having a lot of difficult time with this, because I like that. I need the mechanicalness, the black and white of everything. I need keywords. I need the words to match up. You can't go ahead and use the same word for meaning 2 different things in the same sentence, you know what I mean? And just assume that that's good enough, right? So, like in my mind, we're not going to use the fountain. We know what the fountain does, so we would carry on our adventures, and if we came back and we were wounded, we would then use it. But the rules explicitly say the first time you see it, you heal. Well, great. Now, this fountain is useless, and any further fountains are useless. Are we going to search in here? Let's do it, right? We're to -1. If we roll 6, we're good, but we're a -1. Do I have that somewhere so that we can see what happens? No, we don't. Special features, search. Here we go. Yeah, we do. Okay, so searching corridors, roll at -1. I really don't want to fight and attack something and get attacked by something stupid. Basically, I want to roll a 6 and get a clue for my dwarf. And not a 2. Okay, so we got a 3, so it's empty. I'm better. I'm happy that we didn't have to fight some stupid vermin or something, right? So we searched in here. It is truly just an empty corridor. All right. Well, let's venture on this direction and see what we can find. We've got ourselves a 34. Oh, okay. So this one... Now, since I'm getting the feeling that maybe we're going to go up more than we are to the right in our little dungeon here, perhaps our best bet is to put this big bulbous part of it down here, as opposed to up here, because I feel like we're going to have some more exploration up there. So maybe this is what the dungeon is shaped like. This thing just does not want to stay. Okay, so it's a weirdly round room that would be absolutely fantastic for a fountain. Boy, that would have been convenient. Yeah, let's see. There's a door up here. Okay. Now, what is in this room? And it's a room, so it's on the right-hand side of the table, and we have an... High numbers on this roll are always terrifying to me, because isn't it like bad news, right? So there's an 11, so we have an 11. So what does this say? Roll d6 on the boss table. Oh my god. Okay, so the boss table is in here. It's not the one in the book. So I have bookmarked some things. It's not the very back of it. Demonic boss table. Okay, so here we go. All right. Yikes. So this is a 6. We're in real trouble, right? It is... Oh my god. Maybe this is for the best. Holy smokes. Okay, wait a second. Hold the phone. We just found the boss, but maybe that's best case scenario. 1, 2, 3 rooms in. We're fully healed. Oh my god. Okay, so wait a second. We found the boss before finding any traps. Oh, dear me. Oh, this might be so funny. Okay, so hold on. Minion. So I put a B on here. So one thing that, you know what I don't know? Maybe somebody could explain this to me. So... Never mind. I think it's just minions, right? Bosses. Okay, so I've been putting a B in here, like so. The way I'm doing this, just so you can tell me, right? Bosses don't count. It's minion groups only, right? So you can see, like when I fought the Kobold slave masters up there, I put just an XP in there because they were like considered the boss. They weren't. I don't think they were considered minions. And so for minions, I've been putting numbers in there, and vermin just X's, right? So that's kind of what I've been doing to try to keep track. Of course, I put a B this time instead of XP because I'm so excited because I should put FB. It's the final boss, right? So minion XP. So we're gonna put final boss, and I wrote it totally sideways. This is the, oh my god, how weird! I kind of feel like we should take a quick break here, so I can read how this thing works after we do that. So where is this demonic boss table? So this just says demon. Like we found a demon. Level, oh god, 6. Count 1. 10 hit points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the way I've been doing this is I'll put the greater number on the top row so that as a visual reminder to myself. I don't know if maybe this is just what everybody does, but I put a visual reminder that like we're going to have a morale break right here. Now, I don't think the final boss has a morale break, but the level will go down by 1, which we desperately need. Okay, this is so wild. All right, and then I keep doing this. The wrong page. Where is our... Oh, it's this side. Okay, so maybe we'll tamp this down here. So then it says they have 2... Oh, God. So 2 attacks. So attacks per round, deuce. 3 treasure rolls at +2. Not that we're going to kill this thing. Treasure X3 +2. If the demon kills any character, he will then attack 3 times per turn. Oh my god. Oh my god. If he kills a second character, he will attack 4 times per turn and so on. Let's see. So we're going to put attacks +2 +1 per PC kill. Oh, this thing is no joke. I need to be level 3 here, not a bunch of level 1s fighting a demon. In addition, the demon is scary. Any character failing a save versus level 4 terror has -1 to his defense rolls until the demon is down to half his life or less. Demons hate clerics and will attack them first. So reactions. D6. This says 1 through 3. I didn't do anything wrong here, right? I just got to make sure. It says roll D6 on boss table +6 on D6 equals final. So yeah, I think we are legitimately at the final boss here. So let's put demon. Okay, what a room. And you know what? It wouldn't surprise me that this room was circular because that makes a whole lot of sense. Okay, all right. So wait a minute. In addition, the demon is scary. Any character failing a save versus level 4 terror has -1 to his defense rolls until the demon is down to half their his life or less. So I guess that just happens now, or is it like an attack? It just says, it doesn't say that. Reactions 1 through 3. Bribe all the gold the party has with a minimum of 100 or 1 magic item per character. We don't have that on a 4 to 6, a fight to the death. So we literally have no choice but to run in this room. Everybody is just attacking, and I guess we're just having at it now. So I think I'm glad that we have a bunch of holy waters because that's going to be a guaranteed 4 damage right off the bat. I feel like we have to make a terror save immediately. It kind of just said that. So let's do a terror save upon seeing this thing. We need a 4 or better on everybody. So, so oh god. Okay, so the cleric is like, I'm not afraid, but everybody else gets a -1 on their defense rolls. Oh dear, everybody except for the cleric, because the cleric is just like, you know what, this is my specialty, stand aside, I got this, y'all. So, okay, so the cleric is gonna be our champion here. I wish we had a level 2 cleric, I mean, not level 2, like level 4 cleric, so we had +2 on our attack, because we do have a level 2 cleric, but okay, I think we're good. So, oh, you know what, I just realized one thing I never did, is I never colored in that we actually have 3 blessings and 3 healing powers, because we use our healing powers. Oh, funny side note. If you watch the beginning of this video and I talked about this other adventure I ran here, keeping up with just my norm, I did at some point cast heal 3 times, and I rolled 1s on 2 of them. That means literally every adventure I've literally ever played this game, which is 6 or 7 runs now, that same thing has always happened to me. I try to heal somebody, 1, and then a small heal. It was unbelievable. Okay, so I actually think I got a pretty solid grip on this demon here. So maybe we take a quick break just because I want to review this. I want to know exactly what's going on. I want to review this so that I don't make any mistakes. I want to make sure that I know exactly, what's about to happen here. So let me compose myself. I'm a little excited that we get to fight the demon boss here in just a minute. So let's just take a quick break and we'll get right into the big fight. Okay, I mean, I think we're as good as we're gonna be here, right? So here's what our party looks like at this point in time. We have like all of our spell, we have everything we need. Our biggest problem is going to be this -1 that we're starting out with that everybody has because we failed the terror roll. I'm not waiting to see a reaction on this thing, and I kind of feel like we should everybody just chuck in some healing potions, right? Or holy water potions, right? There's no reason that we wouldn't do that for some guaranteed hits right off the bat, right? So characters with vials of holy water may throw them at a demon. This action is equivalent to performing an attack roll, but does not require a roll to hit the target. Each vial will automatically inflict 1 wound on the monster. In addition, if any demonic boss monster takes a wound from holy water, any cleric in the party will have a +1 hit attack and defense rolls against him until the end of battle. So, let's just, I mean, it's a guaranteed hit. Why would we not do that? I feel like maybe it's worth it. Let's say that the, I'm going to have to erase all these things, right? So just to get it out of the way, is that the smart move? Is that the right thing to do? Is just do 4 damage right off the bat and then we just go in guns blazing? I think so. So let's say that all 4 holy waters are gone. Every single character was like, oh, holy smokes, a demon. I mean, that's why we have it, right? That's why we spent 80 gold to go to do 4. It doesn't say that we can only use 1 per thing either. It doesn't say any of that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. So really, we only need 2 very good rolls because we need to bring this thing down to half of its hit points. So it's down to 6 hit points now, but it gets to attack us, and it has 2 attacks. It has to attack the cleric. Is that how that works? So I feel like maybe I've been doing the attacks incorrectly as well. Perhaps it's random. Like it says it has to attack the cleric. So is it just attacking the cleric? I don't understand. Like it's a hated creature, right? So if we go here. Let's see, it just kind of says, yeah, like it just, it's just, we know it's going to attack the cleric, right? I know it says undead equal clerics, but in this is a special case for this little scenario here, this little book, Caves of the Kobold Slave Masters. We know it's going to attack the cleric at least once of those 2 attacks, I guess. So maybe we have our dwarf jump in front. Is that the move, or do we have, oh no, the rogue, let's see here, ooh. So I guess we just get to choose. So I think the rogue is our best bet, and perhaps the cleric has to be attacked. So let's see what happens there. And remember, this thing is a 6. And she is at a -1, but so she's still at +2 for now. So we need... good, the cleric, again, the cleric not afraid, and this is a 5 -1 plus only, so +3, right? Because it's a +1 per level to her defense rolls, right? That's amazing. I really think I'm digging rogues in this, right? Because +2 or plus level seems pretty great, so I don't want to mess that up, right? I want to make sure that here Rogue adds his level on rolls to disarm traps and to her defense roll. So this is, and she is level 2. That's why we put her in front, and she has light armor on. So that should be all on the up and up, right? Armor allowed, only light armor, no shield, no nothing. So she's at a +3. So she's at a +2. She rolled a 5, 6, 7. That's over a 6. And then our cleric here rolled a 6 plus 2. She was not afraid of the, she was not scared by the demon, and she's actually a +3 because the holy water did the job. So fantastic. Nobody got hit on round 1. That seems pretty incredible. So are we going to make quick work of the boss of this, like in 3 rooms? I feel like I'm messing something up. This is too good to be true, but you know what? Let's just see here. Oh, our cleric is going to whiff hard on her roll. That's a bummer. So we do have a 5 plus 1, which is a 6 for the dwarf to hit, and that's a good hit. It's not a good defense roll, but it's a good to hit roll. So we're going to do 1 damage for the dwarf. On the demon, right? This is a 6 technically, and it is a level 6, right? Then we have a whiff from the cleric. The second hit would have been, oh, I didn't even see this 6 sitting over here, man. And then this 2 is a complete whiff no matter what. So really we have a 6 plus, oh my god, let's smoke this thing. 6 plus 4, dang. So a 6 plus 4 minus 1 is a 9, but good news, check this out, that is half the damage, so we are no longer at our negative, right? So we have just done 6 points of damage total, and again, it's going to attack the cleric, and I guess the rogue? Is that how this works, or is it random? Maybe I should be rolling. Let me just double check here. I want to make sure I'm not doing something horribly wrong here, and maybe I am, maybe I'm not, but maybe it just says 2 attacks. 10 life points, 2 attacks. If they kill any character, they attack more. Wow. In addition, the demon's scary. Any character failing a save versus level 4 terror has -1 to defense rolls until down to half-life or less. Demons hate clerics and will always attack them first. It just says that they will attack them first. So I think, again, we're going to put the rogue up in the front. She's going to step in because she has the +3. She is our best defense, right? All right, so her +3 was not good enough, but the cleric is at a 5, 6, 7, 8. So the cleric is at an 8 defense, so the cleric did not get hit, but the rogue is going to take a damage because a 2 + 3 is still only a 5. Even though it is only a level 5 now, it still needs to be higher than the defense roll, okay? So this is where we're at. We are making quick work of this stupid thing. Okay. So now it's only a 6 or better to hit, so we can do that. Too bad we didn't have any more holy water. All right, the power of Elven compels you, right? Okay, this thing, it doesn't make a morale roll, remember, because it is the final boss, and they do not run away. So our dwarf here with a 5 + 1 is a 6. That's a good hit, right? Because it only needs a 5 or better to hit. This thing is down to 3 hit points now. And then we have the rogue attacking with a 4. -1 is a 3. That is not a good hit. The cleric is at a 2 + 2. That is not a good hit. And the you know what? The mage should be casting. What am I doing trying to bonk this thing? I forgot. We've got some fat spells here, so that was my bad. This is a 3. Okay, so we have to remember the mage back here going, stupid. What are you doing? All right, so it's going to attack us again. It's going to hit us with... Oh, God. Look at this. Look at this. Roll high. Roll high. 2 6s for our defenses. Ha! Nobody got hit. Those would have been wonderful attack rolls. Okay, so this time I'm going to slow it down a little bit. We're going to make sure that we're going to have the mage cast... let's do lightning bolt. We have 1 lightning bolt and a scroll of lightning, so we're going to cast lightning with the mage. And then everybody else, you know what, is just going to attack with their melee weapons. I guess I don't need to slow it down. I'm just going to make sure that that mage is using lightning. So she is adding +1 to her lightning roll. Okay, so let's see. Did it do any good? Probably not. I miss with spells in this game every single time I try to cast them. Again, it fizzled. Or your magic is nothing against a demon. Ooh, and I think we missed horribly, right? So the dwarf is only going to roll a 3, so we missed there. The cleric is only going to roll a 2, 3, 4, so we missed there because we need a 5, remember? But the rogue misses by 1? Oh, that's so lame. So yeah, nobody hit that round. Nobody hit. So again, we need 6s or better to not get clobbered. Oh, wow. And the rogue has a +3 on that defense, so we're good. Why can't I roll these for damage? Come on, guys. Okay, so this time I think we're going to use... So what does sleep do? Let me just look at sleep. Sleep might be like the most OP thing I've ever seen. This spell works like an attack roll. It does not affect undead, dragons, or certain other monsters. The wizard adds his level to this roll. Sleep will affect 1 boss. Monsters put to sleep count as slain. Now this, nowhere in here did I read this thing is immune to sleep. Although in my brain I feel like a demon wouldn't fall asleep, right? It doesn't say immune to anything. It's just kind of like a demon. So do we just roll for sleep just for the win? Let's go 1 more round. I kind of want to fry this thing on purpose, right? Let's see what we can do here. Can we do maybe a fireball? Let's just see what fireball does. Let's cast fireball, right? So fireball, because if she rolls a bunch of 6s, it could do more damage. An attack roll, the wizard adds her level to the roll. Fireball does not affect dragons. It's not a dragon, it's a demon. Used against minions, Fireball slays a number of creatures equal to the wizard's die roll. A minimum of 1 creature is always slain. So as long as we hit, we're doing a damage. But it's at a +1, so at least she's at a 0. That's a little bit better. And these are free spells. We'll see how that goes. So we need to do some damage, guys. We got to do 3 more points of damage to this demon. Let's see. Oh, the cleric is going to be the hero here. So the dwarf missed. The dwarf got a 2 + 1, which is only a 3, not a 5 or better. Next up is going to be our rogue, who got a 4 -1, so she's only at a 3. Not good, right? Whiffed again. Let's jump over to the fireball spell. That's going to work. That's going to get us a hit, right? That's going to be a 4. No, that's going to miss because she's only a level 1, so 4 + 1 is a 5 will hit. She doesn't have the -1 attack. That's her staff. So she's a 4 + 1 is a 5. So fireball did a single damage. Yeah, that's right, a single damage. That sound good. Well, it says a minimum of 1 creature is always slain. Wait a minute. Attack adds his level to the roll. Fire not affect drag. Use against minions. what is this? It doesn't really say anything about bosses. So I guess like an attack roll. The idea behind me doing that was so we got the +1 to get away from the 0 because that's what we had. So we have a 6 + 2. We have a 6 + 2, right? Because she's +1 for her attack and +1 because of the holy water in the beginning. So we're at 6 + 2. Of course. So we're at a 7, 8, 9, and it's only a 5 now, so that was still only 1 damage. So I believe this demon has 1 damage still, 1 hit point rather. And let's see. Ooh, it's going to hit us both, I think. The cleric is at a 3 + 3 is a 6, so that's over a 5. Cleric did not get hit. However, our rogue is a 3, 4, 5, so the rogue is going to get hit. So only the rogue has been getting hit. So we're going to go down to 3, and now we're all going to attack. We just need 1 hit on this thing, and I believe we've got it. How incredible. Of all things, oh, and of course, I didn't say that what the mage was going to do, so when I screw up like that, I'm just going to default to, you know what, we're just going to try to bonk things with our staff, but I don't think we're going to get there. The dwarf missed. The rogue missed. The cleric is going to hit with a 5 and do 1 damage, and even if our fireball was a cheater thing and it didn't count, the mage is going to bonk it because a 6 - 1 is still a 5, so let's see what happens. The mage is going to do 9 - 1, 8, so the mage is going to hit it. The cleric is going to do 4 + 2, 5, 6. So that's it. We managed to fell the demon. Wow. You know, had we not had all of that holy water, this would have been a much different fight because not only would we still be rolling negatives, -1 on our defense rolls, but we would not have. We would still have 4 hit points to get through somehow. So that, and we'd have to be rolling 6s. That would be very difficult. So I think the lords of the RNG were on our side today because I think we smoked that thing. So wow, it's a boss, right? So do final bosses count as 2 experience rolls? I think so. So we have no choice but to roll these 2 guys. Unbelievable! Oh my god! Are you serious? So nobody leveled up? I mean, of course that happened, right? I mean, what did we expect me to do, right? So nobody leveled up. Fabulous. And then 3 treasure rolls at +2. So let's see what those are. Unbelievable. 3 treasure rolls at +2, yeah? Wow, I can't believe nobody leveled up. How stupid. All right, treasure rolls, yep, 3 of them at +2. So we... So here come all the ones. So we have 2 random spells. So those random spells are... Or scrolls, rather, I'm sorry. How stupid. Okay, so a scroll of 3 and 4. So a scroll of lightning bolt. So I have 2 of those now. So I'm just going to fill in another pip there, and a 6 and a 3. What's a 3? Lightning bolt, and a 6 is protect. So scroll of protect. Wow, that's pretty lame. I can't believe we didn't level up. I mean, I fully. Okay, so anyway, this is a 4 + 2 is a 6. So a magic item, that's a whole different table. So that's over here, magic treasure. And so we found ourselves a spinning die that needs to calm itself. A 2, a ring of teleportation. How funny. My party found 2 of those in the dungeon the other day. So let's go ahead and give that to the cleric here. So ring of teleportation, that is, right? Ring of teleportation. So it becomes a 1d6 + 1 gold after it's been used. So worthless. I can't believe. I mean, you know what, though? We made easy work of it. Maybe that was just like a tester demon, a starting demon. So maybe we don't deserve experience rolls from that. How crazy. So then I imagine, just like everything else, it's funny, I shouldn't have taken a little break there to make sure I had the demon because I had it down. So I'm sorry that there's another nasty cut in here, but there is. So then what? We have to get out, yeah? This is different. Okay, so this says, the chapter ends when your party or the demon are killed. If the demon is killed, all your surviving characters may take his treasure, which includes all belongings of any party member. Hold on, let me... Maybe I shouldn't have done all of that ahead of time. I got a little excited, I guess, yeah? All right, so where are we at? Let me find this here. So there's that, there's this. So ending the chapter. Okay, let's see. Maybe I did something wrong. As soon as you, let's see here. This chapter ends when your party or the demon are killed. So it doesn't sound like we have to get out. As soon as you return to civilization with the demon's head, you are gifted 1 vial of holy water per character and a single free resurrection attempt. You may use it now for any characters killed in this adventure, or keep it and use it in the future. If the party quits the dungeon, so that's it? We don't even have to get out of here? I guess it does just end. No, okay, I'm just reading it wrong, right? That doesn't sound like we have to get out. It does, okay. If the demon was killed, we do heal up to, so we get to heal up to 4 lost life points. So basically, no, I see it now. I always panic and I'm not reading reading comprehension is very bad when I'm trying to do it live because I haven't had a chance to like think about it. And I'm trying to like, well, let's keep it going. No. We don't have to get out. It does say that it ends. And then in addition to all that up at the top, then we get to heal and we get our spells back. So I think instead of taking Fireball, I'm taking, let's just take a bunch of lightning. Yeah, do we take 2 lightnings and a sleep, or do we take a Fireball? Every time I've gone in here with the same spells, right? I've come in here with lightning. I've come in here with 1 lightning, 1 Fireball, 1 sleep. And now we have 2 lightning bolt spell. Yeah, let's just keep doing it. And a protect scroll. Nobody died, so we're fully healed. And then, yeah, I guess that's good enough. So we have a free resurrect. So party, I'm going to write that somewhere. So I think we did okay. No, I think we're good. I think that's it. I think we're good. I think we slayed the demon. So now we can move on to chapter 4, or 3 rather. So hey, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be, and probably a lot shorter. And hopefully you're watching the timing on the video and you're going, wow, he must have died early on. Nope, we got super lucky, it looks like. And sometimes the dice just roll that way, I guess. So until next time, remember, games are made for everyone's recreation. We'll see you next time.